Hello. Okay, so today I'm going to be explaining my OC background characters. The first one I'm going to start with is Darla, right? That's what I named her. We're going to go off the description and I will get into more detail.
Behind you!
I am going to read this. Alright, Darla, as I said, she honestly gives me the reliable nurse friend vibes. And she's 18 years old and lives with her family until she has enough money for college. She currently pays, later on, as I said in the thing, they pay for Eli's food. Darla uses the money she has to pay for Eli and Scrappy. So Darla is honestly one of the friends that seem like a cinnamon roll, and obviously are, but they will genuinely beat somebody up and murder them if ever needed. Going into deeper context with their non-binary sibling. They were originally a boy, and then they turned into a non-binary. Then later on, found out that they had cancer, and didn't realize it until like stage 3. The kind of cancer, on the other hand, cancer, cannot remember what it was. Skin cancer. That's what it was. They originally lived in a small little cabin near the oh my lord, west side of the rainforest. But the thing that caused skin cancer was really just overgrowing cells, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to go into deeper detail than that. They did sadly pass away at 18. And when they realized... No, they passed away when they were 17. Oh my lord. And since it was 2 years ago, they obviously were the older sibling, but they did not die when they were 17 and when Darla was 18. They passed away 2 years ago, which would make them 20 at the moment. No, 19 at the moment, which would make Darla 16, yeah. So their sibling was 17. No. Yes. Yeah. Anyway, that's detail into them. This is a very big trigger warning for Scrappy. So if you get very triggered by gore... Anyway, if you guys don't like gore, then I obviously do not recommend watching now. I recommend going on later. So yeah, I gotta pause this to reply back to my friend. Sorry. Anyway, moving on to Scrappy's story. AKA is a horse. Scrappy is a delicate one. So he's obviously 19 and very aggressive, honestly. Um, so as I said, he constantly played with scraps of paper in a paper shredder, but he would always leave the lid halfway off. So, and his parents didn't quite approve of him playing in it because they thought he'd get hurt. We're gonna skip to where we can see the thing. Anyway, the middle guy right there. You see how he has little scraps on his sides? Yeah, that's from the paper shredder. Anyway, hold on. Sorry. Um, he was often playing in the shredder. His parents did not really approve of that because they thought obviously he would get hurt, and they were right. But uh, Scrappy gets very triggered by loud noises and or bangs, so like a gunshot, fireworks, thunder, any of that will often trigger him to go into a mental breakdown. So what happened was he was obviously like 6 at this age because he got into like paper shreds at 3 and then continued playing with it at 6. What happened was uh, they were setting off fireworks and the bang wasn't going off, and it scared him. But this time he forgot. He pulled when he has the lid halfway off, it's faced towards him, and the thing is usually plugged in, so in case his parents need to use them, like he hears them coming upstairs, he will obviously put on the lid, go to his room, and have it plugged in. So he constantly has it plugged in at all times. So he had the lid off, and when he has it towards him, he will most likely like just shove it on. He wouldn't have to pull it towards him or anything. He would just have to push it. So what went wrong is that he heard a bang. He thought it was something. I don't know what happened, but it scared him, and that set him into, oh my gosh, I should stop doing this before something happens. And his parents knew about the loud noise and trigger thing. So obviously he thought when the fireworks went off, it would trigger him and they would come up to check on him and take care of him and nurse him, I guess. What went wrong is that he put it on and accidentally fell, which turned on the thing, and it accidentally started pulling his skin off and ripping off layers, which led blood absolutely everywhere. Very scary for him and his parents, actually. Um, it ripped off like a bunch of layers. Good thing it like stopped a few spaces away from his bone, or he'd literally be dead by now. Started ripping off parts of his jaw, like skin wise, and as a 6-year old, I would be traumatized too. Uh, so yeah, hold on. Okay, so um, it started ripping off pieces. I have no idea where I left off at. Okay, sorry that took a while. So back to Scrappy. What happened was, I already went to where he was. He accidentally turned it on and started ripping off pieces. That's obviously where I went, or left off, I guess. The reason he has his hair back is because as a child, he had an excessively long hair. And it got caught in there. And he had his hair down. I have a lot of backstories for everything. Oh, no, not his hair. Blindfold thingy that's on his eyes. Belt looking thing. Yeah. This, was due to his grandparents, specifically grandfather, blaming him for every little thing that happened, specifically bad things. If any good things happened, he had a younger sibling, and she was honestly the best, air quotes, child, and anything good happened, they would thank her. But him, on the other hand, if anything bad happened, he had beautiful eyes, and I will show them later on in any other episode, depending on where it goes. But the reason he has those over his eyes is because they were monster eyes, according to his family, and would blame him because those were bad luck, apparently. And they ran in the family, and they thought they had broken the curse, but apparently not. And this has been going on for like years, and he is now 19, and he is still scared of taking off those. And when he does take those off, those goggles that are on his head, he puts those down so people still can't see it, but he can, like, when he's driving, police officers will obviously think, like, oh, this dude can't see, let's give him a ticket. No, he will put those goggles on, but they look like sunglasses. He can see, people cannot see N. So it just looks like he's wearing sunglasses, and it's usually when he's driving. Alright, let's go a little bit into Eli. Whoever stopped watching this, I guess, can come back in and now read about Eli. Eli is honestly that one cool family member that was always drinking, but when he would drink, he'd be so gosh dang hilarious. Be so stupid. Be the one that, like, let's say we have a trampoline. He'd be the one wrestling all the kids in a playful way and letting them win. He'd be like, oh, you got me, stuff like that. He's that one cool family member. He will pay for everything because he's obviously rich, as it said. Fun guy. Literally love him. I'm down bad for a dude that's 21 and is an elephant and doesn't even exist. But yeah, he's that one cool dude. He would definitely treat you out to dinner and stuff like that. He would take you out to, like, the mall or something and buy, like, stuff from Spencer's. He will take you anywhere. And if you bought something that you knew your parents did not want you to have, if it's nothing illegal and that will not get you in so much trouble that you are kicked out of the house, he will buy it for you. He could buy you literally anything. A book bag that costs $400, whatever you're buying in there, he will pay for it. He's that one dude. Anyway, going on to his backstory, all his friends would use him for money and would often not hang out with him unless they wanted to buy something. They would instantly call him up. And he did not like that, but he knew they only used him for money. But they would call him so often that he just found them as regular friends and didn't notice that they didn't do this to any, or notice that they did do this. Oh my lord. He noticed that they did this to so many people and honestly helped those people. that's where Scrappy, or when they left him specifically, and when found somebody better and richer and better looking, Scrappy and Darla exchanged schools, and they both had a higher education. So they obviously were in the same classes. Oh my lord. As Eli. I am forgetting half these dudes' names. I'm gonna start sobbing. Anyway, they became, and that's where the trio came in. The trio is usually based on like the nurser, the one that can constantly back you up, but gets triggered by specific things. He's okay, let me rephrase that. We got the nurse of the group and is constantly looking out for everybody. And is still pretty mean at times, like making fun of you in a funny way, not to bully you kind of way. That person is Darla. Scrappy is the one that will constantly look out for anyone in a violent way. If anybody is threatening them or being rude to any of his friends at all, he will most certainly handle it in any way he thinks he needs to. Even if you tell him, oh, that's not necessary, it's just this one time, he's had a bad day. No. Scrappy will ultimately threaten you. Not an empty threat, will ultimately threaten you if you say anything wrong to any of his friends. Eli is the caretaker of the group, more like the adult father, dad kind of figure. He will try to pay for everything while Darla and Scrappy constantly yell at him, no, we got this. And then Eli will constantly argue, no, you guys don't need that to pay. I will. And Scrappy and Darla obviously know that his past friends used him for money, so they obviously want to show that they aren't those friends. So yeah, this trio was pretty good. Bad backstories for some of them. Some good, some not. Honestly, I think it's pretty good. Darla, I did not explain their, what? Did I not explain? Oh my lord. I guess that pretty much wraps it all up, though. So, yeah. That's pretty much it. I will most definitely go on different backstories. If you guys think you need to watch it or not watch anything, have any questions, like, where did, like, any questions at all, like, did they have any relationships, how'd those relationships go, any at all, I will most certainly answer them as soon as, like, whenever I can get to you, I will most definitely answer. If you have any questions, please leave them in the chat. Peace.